sports is exciting, emotional, and you have to release your valves when you are watching sports. Don't be uptight. Don't invest too much. People lose their lives during sports. It's a very somersaulting event to watch. And we were in London on Saturday. West Ham was hammering the Blues, Chelsea, hammering in halftime 2-0. We looked like we were leaking. We were being buttered by West Ham. They looked great. Our back line looked suspect. We were all over the map. We were laying eggs. We laid two eggs quickly. 7th minute, 31st minute, 35th. And then the new coach redeemed us. Changed something, changed the formation, changed a few culprits when are not delivering the first half. And the Blues came back from the dead, by the way. That's sports for you. And the emotions were released watching a tattooed Argentinian, as Enzo Fernandez, just do what they do in Chelsea sports, my friend. I'm a big fan. I think it shows right here. We did it very well. We cannot continue going, just being a team that comes from the dead every time. Sometimes the grave might not open up again. So the Chelsea need to figure that out quickly. We're playing Arsenal, the Gunners, on Wednesday or tomorrow. Oh my God, we are playing the stupid Arsenal. We're going to kick their ass. Sports, my friend, we are allowed to speak our minds. I'm not abusing. I'm not being vulgar. I'm just talking of sports. Stay with sports, don't individuals. Sports, the way it's played out. And that was the Saturday that was. And it's been a busy, busy, exciting weekend. New York, New York. Millrose Invitational. Big names, big rivalry. You have Tinch in the Huddles. We have Jamaicans doing their thing. Shot put was happening. The fans were incredible. This is the tour, the golden tour of track and field. They delivered. The lights were lit up. I like that. Is why we are invested in sports, some of us. We watch it from a distance. We can't afford to fly to New York every time. We can't afford the facilities, but we watch it from a distance with enthusiasm. And enthusiasm it was. Hey, my two Koreadadonas, man, listen to this. It's me. It's me, the two Koreada host. Subscriber, man. Thank you for being there. Appreciate you. Appreciate you spending your time, making a stopover, pulling over, taking the exit sign, and saying, I'm going to check out to Koreada. I think he has a few things to tell me about athletics and Chelsea and everybody else, sports. And so what happened in New York? A few things. Times were not fast, but they were not slow either. The Millrose Mile. The Millrose Mile, I had some few things I talked about in my preview. I mentioned, I kind of put the rivalry between Hobbs Kessler and Nuguse way at the top. I thought the conversation and the end product could be the two of them. It was, but it wasn't, because the spoiler came from down under, the Australian Cameron Myers. This 19-year-old spoiled the party for those two. I had picked Hobbs Kessler to do what he did in the 2K. I talked about his implosion power. By the same conversation, I mentioned his implosion powers, or lack of. And it was the latter. He imploded. Hobbs Kessler, my opinion, observer, analyst, coach, he should have not raced in the mile. Why? He had exploded when he broke the 2K. He told us about it. We believe the guy. You cannot explode twice in a week. Hobbs Kessler, that is implosion. The opposite of explosion is implosion, and he looked imploding. Because if you watch his face reactions at the last 10 so meters, he was fatigued. He wished he hadn't been there. His arms were not moving. He got ran over by a big truck. It was from Australia. Nuguse didn't look incredible either, but he managed himself into second place, 3:47. That is 1 second what record time he did last year. And the guy who beat him, Cameron Myers, was second to him last time around when he broke the record. It was reverse of the victors here. 3:47 was the winning time in the mile. My concern is Kessler. It's always a concern when you see an athlete going back to back and he look fatigued. Fatigue is never a good sign for an athlete running at this level, mostly indoor. It's brutal, back to back expectations for him. He should have gone Josh Howie route. Take a break. Take a freaking break, athletes. It's always good for your body. When you start to labor the last 50 meters, compared to what you had in the 2K when you exploded, now you are imploding to 1 week later, bad sign. It can be detrimental for him going into outdoor, which he had a disaster last year. He was flat. He couldn't do it last year. He talked about that. He talked about his mental fatigue, even about it last year. You have to be careful. You have to manage your season carefully. And Hopsler, for me, I don't know what his expectations were in the mile. The mile and the 2K are not far apart. It's like going back to back and expecting the same results. It doesn't happen. He implodes here compared to explosion he had last week. Good for the Aussie guy winning, Myers, Cameron. Great time for him, 3:47. Nuguse, he's not the Nuguse of last year. But 3:47 is not something you hang your head on. I think there's something he can work with. Maybe he's managing his season better this year and picking at the right time. That is always what you're looking for. Picking at the right time, championship if at all, or some high competition, Diamond League where it really matters. Big money, big Diamond Win League, I don't know. But for me, 3:47, Nuguse, he seems not to be taking that rabbit approach. I alluded to him being a sacrificial lamb in this event. He chose to be conservative and trying to see different strategies on racing. He comes second here, not bad for Nuguse Yared. I'll take that any day for him. We haven't seen much of him this season. I'm concerned about Kessler. That look, that movement, that lack of movement the last 10 meters is a bad sign for him. But again, he can always take a back seat and recalibrate and refocus. That's the mile on the man. The women, Nikki Hills and Jessica Hull, were the two duo fighting it out. How do you beat this Nikki guy? Nikki lady is not somebody to beat when she sees the finish line. Jessica gave it all. 4:19 the winning time. Those women, those two, were the talk of that mile. And Nikki comes on top, likable, jumps right into the fans' lanes, and the fans love her. She goes, love you too, we love you too, Nikki. She's a great, great athlete and a person to watch. I've seen her closely when she was in Eugene. Personable, exciting, full of energy, full of love, and that's what sports about. Emotions. Emotions, my friend. Let it hang out. It's okay. It's in the right place, the right arena. Nikki Hills, wins the mile with Cameron Myers winning in the men's category, mixing it up a little bit. Let's stick with the women. The 3K rivalry that we were anticipating between Jen Hendigran, the BYU, Doris Lemgole, the Alabama Tide. Is there a rivalry here? For conversation, but not for performance. It's back-to-back spanking, and Jen doesn't even come second, she's third. But we can talk about it until the sun goes down. I'll bet you until they graduate, both of them. I think she's a freshman or a sophomore, Jen. I don't know where she is in school, Doris. This rivalry will always be this. Doris on top. Power, potential, experience, just talent. Okay? It's just power. And if you watch Doris punching the air at the end of that 2K, she was strategic. At the bell, she told everybody good night. She did. She told everybody. I don't think she was even concerned about Jen at all. She was concerned about winning. And that's the difference. Focus on winning. It doesn't matter who's on the field. And it was the same conversation going to the NCAA cross country championship. Oh, Jane, Doris, 13 seconds apart at the finish line. I never hesitate to tell you people will talk about it. Sports analysts, pundits will talk about this rivalry. It's not a rivalry, it's what we talk about. That was it for 3K. The winner was Doris by those many seconds. Second place, what was the second place? Lady, because it wasn't Jen. My notes here are not revealing to me many things I want to see. Lemgole. At the bell, she ran away, of course, and she ran at 8:31. Second place was Great Britain's Anna Nutali. All right. And again, let's stay with the women here. Yes, Doris Jane rivalry. Okay. The 1K was Duguma, the Ethiopian Segei. Experience, strategic, good tactics. Fourth place, fifth place, just laying low at the bell again. At the bell, she does it. And that's it. The second place was one Andy Wiley, the American. Was it close? Maybe, but it doesn't matter. It's all about Duguma. She's experienced. She's a silver medalist in the 800. Don't forget that. Okay? That's Duguma pushing it to the wire and winning in the 1K. Which other women event was exciting? Let's switch to the men. The men, the 800 was flat, but it wasn't flat for the winner, was it? Because we can say flat all we want because we anointed some athletes to do better, but they didn't live up to what we expected of them. And the winner here surprised me, but again, that's why we watch these things. Why should we know before it happened? Because Donovan Brazier was fourth, Bryce Hoppel was fifth, 147, 148. Anticlimax according to my expectations here. But again, I might be building a castle out of sand when I talk about these guys. Because the winner here was Colin Salman. Wow. Gee, he took 3 seconds of his time ever. Personal best of 144.70. And wow, he beat a good field by Mohamed Hatoui, is the Spaniard, who was fifth in the World Championship, was relegated to second. Who is Solomon? More investigation to come. And third place went to Ben Patterson in 145.53 compared to Mohamed Atoui, second place in 144.98. Yes, Donovan and Hoppel, the local kids, faded to fourth and fifth. That's why we watch sports. Surprise, surprise. Colin Solomon, 3 seconds off his personal best in the 800. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, my friend, 600 went to Coopertown. Coopertown, my boy, my man, looking house. 145 last week. He's building a resume here. These are building blocks for him. 145, 114.7 here. Good time and good winning. You got to win. When you're young, when you win, you start to grow fast. Winning is everything, they say in sports. And it doesn't matter how you win, it's that you won. And Cooper, Lockenhouse, showed emotions that we want to see. When you win, you let it out. You deserve it. You don't have to apologize for emotions when you win. Cooper, let it out, even if you're 17. Everybody does it. Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea took his shirt. We saw more tattoos look like a mural wall when they won that against West Ham. You're allowed. That's why you do it. Emotions are healthy. Nikki Hills showed that emotion. Everybody's doing it. Coopertown, Lockenhouse. Humble, I know these guys. Very humble. Spoke to him at one point in Eugene. Family is incredible. Supported. He's doing very well. He's doing great. 114, 600 meters. A rare event, but it happens in indoor. They do it once in a while. He wins this one. The event of the weekend was the 3K because it was star-studded. The starting lineup was beautifully built. It was classic. It had stars, it had world champions, it had people who had ran before, great 3K. And then the pace was slow. The pace was slow. And that becomes tactical. And it plays into the hands of one guy who is a world champion. You can mark those words in my episode. I told you it's going to be tactical. I didn't expect anything fast. I didn't expect anything incredible out of this world. I didn't expect 7:22 like the world record from Grant Fisher. Nothing close. That was the winning time. And the winning time played right into the hands of one man who stumbled with going into the penultimate laps. You could have seen Coolie Hocker, I'm talking about, the world champ, 1500-meter guy. He got stumbled, he got kind of, unrattled a little bit. But do you unrattle Coolie Hocker? You think you do, but you don't. Because here he comes. He only waits. He only waits. Like any other guy from Eugene, he waits at the right time. He doesn't change much. And when Parker Wolf ran for the victory, I think in his head he's like, who is this guy? It's like patience. You could have won the. Remember, Parker Wolf won the cross country national championships here in Eugene. He ran away from everybody, but not here, my friend. Coolie Hocker was just waiting. Last 20 meters, here comes Hocker, runs everybody down. And when you win doing that, that's not arrogance. That is, good night, everybody. I got this wrapped up under my belt. He wins it in front of George Carr, the Brett, and Parker Wolf in that 3K. That's Coolie Hocker for you, my friend. Nothing has changed. Great tactician, great racer, very patient, and just stays on the inside lane. Spends less energy and more energy when it comes to taking that script from Hobbs Kessler of exploding at the right time, surging to the tape. He wins it in 3K. Great time. Not fast, but you win. Well, remember, he's been second to Grant Fisher a few weeks ago, so he knows how to do this thing. Coolie Hocker, Sergey Duguma, Doris, Cameron, and everybody else who did their Nikki thing in the mile. That's Millrose for you, my friend. Things happening, things moving, and we are moving to Poland in a month or so. In Warsaw, Poland. Polish Airlines, here we come. Incredible indoor season. I enjoy the fans. I enjoy watching fans enjoy indoor season. I'm one of those fans from a distance. It was incredible. Enjoyed it all. What did you see? What are your comments? Your observation? Coolie Hocker? Great guy, isn't he? Like him. Nuguse, man. Find your map. Find your way around this. We want to see more of you. He's still young too, isn't he? All right. Kessler needs a break. That's my suggestion on this one after watching him looking like that in the mile. Talk to you later. Shalom, shalom.